Hi Rio class. The next chapter of Mary Poppins, strictly speaking, we should be reading is chapter 5 and it's called The Dancing Cow. But Mrs. Payne and I have talked about it and it is a really, really weird chapter. And to be honest, not very much happens and you don't really learn anything new about the characters particularly. So instead of reading it for sort of 15 minutes, I'm just going to sum it up so you know what happened. Obviously, if you're really intrigued, then fine, read it, but it's an odd one. So it's called The Dancing Cow and it's basically Michael and Jane look out the window and they see a cow walking down the middle of the road in London. Yes, exactly. And Mary Poppins then tells them that she knows this cow and tells them the story of this cow. And this lady cow was just a normal kind of a cow living happily, doing things cows generally do. She was quite a posh cow apparently, but she ate dandelions and did things like that, and she was getting very bored with her life. So fortunately one morning she woke up and as if by magic she could suddenly dance, and she could dance beautifully. She could dance tangos and polkas and waltzes and she loved it and everyone thought she was amazing. However, the problem was she then couldn't stop dancing. She couldn't sleep, she couldn't rest, she couldn't eat without dancing. So what did she decide to do? Well, of course, she went to see the king and told the king about her problem. Now, the king noticed that she had a star stuck on one of her horns. So all the courtiers tried to pull the star off because they thought maybe this is what's causing the dancing, like some magic spell, but they couldn't get rid of it. So the king had a bright idea and he thought back to the nursery rhyme, you know, the cow jumped over the moon. So he said, that's what you've got to do. You've got to jump over the moon. So again, of course, the cow jumped over the moon and sure enough, when she landed, her feet were still and she couldn't dance anymore. She was back to normal, which she was very relieved about, but quite soon she realised that actually this was really rather boring and her life was really dull without the dancing, just back to being a normal old cow. So she got a bit fed up, and so Mary Poppins was explaining that this is probably why she was walking around the streets of London, because she spends lots of her time looking for the star, because hoping that if she finds it she'll get her dancing ability back again. Okay, so yeah, that's the chapter of The Dancing Cow, which as I said, I'm not going to read, but now you know what happened.